Welcome back to Danny Phantom Month. Today we're talking about episode 14, Public Enemies. This is the first one where Walker comes back, and it's really fun. So the main plot of this one is Walker wants to capture Danny, and he enlists one of his prisoners, which is this wolf ghost, just called Wolf, who can claw into the real world. That's his power, I guess. So yeah, Walker has this elaborate plot to draw Danny out. He tries to set the wolf on him, and then he enlists all of his prison guards to like attack the town to try to lure Danny out, I guess. This is the first one where like they kind of amp up the scale, and it's like, oh yeah, the whole town is under attack by ghosts. So cat's out of the bag, ghosts exist. There's no debate anymore. And so the mayor enlists Jack and Maddie Fenton, the town's resident ghost hunters, to take on this threat. And so they bring on all these rules. There's a curfew, all the kids have to be escorted home and stuff. Danny's parents like guard them while they're having lunch at school, and so Danny's of course humiliated by his crazy parents, but at the same time there's this real ghost threat. But then because his parents are there and everyone's around, he keeps having trouble finding an area where he can go ghost. This episode is one of the first to up the scale with the entire town being attacked by ghosts, and also up the action. It's a very action heavy episode. There's a sequence where Walker and some of his like guards have like overshadowed Dash and Paulina and all the bullies and Lancer and the principal, and they all have this crazy fight with Danny. They should all be dead, like, but I guess because they're in ghost bodies, it's fine. Meanwhile, Tucker realizes that this wolf ghost is not actually a bad guy. He just has this shock collar that's causing him to attack them. And he also realizes that the wolf is speaking this language that they made up for the show that's, I guess, supposed to be kind of like Latin, where it's this dead language that nerds use to communicate. And so Tucker kind of knows it a little bit. So anyways, there's a B-plot about Tucker and Sam figuring out how to get the collar off of the wolf. I think this is also the first episode where we see Tucker's parents. This crazy high action plot happening, but it still ends up being sort of relatable in the fact that all the conflict comes out of Danny's personal life. He's still facing Lancer and Dash and all the people he normally deals with, but in a new context. His parents are embarrassing him at school the way that they normally do. There's a moment towards the end when Maddie is like trying to get Danny because she's like, oh, another ghost, gotta get it. Gotta get that ghost. And Danny gets away, and then she's like, we'll meet again. And then Danny's like, yeah, I'll see you at dinner. And it's really fun stuff like that. This episode has one of the coolest endings of any of the episodes, where Walker kind of wins. He doesn't accomplish his main goal of capturing Danny and bringing him into the ghost zone as his prisoner, but he manages to stage this attack on the mayor, and so the whole town now thinks that Danny, as, you know, the ghost boy, is trying to attack the mayor. And so he becomes public enemy number one for the town, which is a kind of cool idea. It's very Spider-Man with the bugle and stuff like that, but I like it a lot where even though the town thinks he's a villain and the news is like shitting on him, he still decides to try to be a hero anyways. This episode has a really great use of all the characters. Tucker and Sam have a reasonable B-plot that's actually related to the main story. All of Danny's school conflicts with Dash and Lancer and all of them are done in a new way with Walker, one of the most competent of Danny's villains. Jack and Maddie are used spectacularly. We really get to see how cool Maddie is in this episode. There's this great moment where she like takes out two ghosts and then uses her lipstick to like mark a tally on her gun and then freshens up her lipstick. It's amazing. Even Jazz has a couple cool moments in this one. And that's about it. Just like a really, really fun high action episode that is probably one of my favorites. Even though there is a lot of high action, there's still a lot of great jokes, and it's still tonally consistent and still manages to balance Danny's personal and ghost fighting life. There's a couple Lancer book report moments for this episode. We got Bridget Jones' Diary and Adventures of Huck Finn. I think that's about it. Really strong episode, fun action, cool ending with Walker. We introduce Wolf, who shows up in later episodes as well. And yeah, just a really good use of all the characters in a fun new way. That's about it. Thank you for watching, and tune in next time for more Danny Phantom.